Hi friends, I can't believe it's the end of the year and I've been looking forward to making this video. It's always fun to reflect and reminisce of all the projects of the past year. This is a mix between personal projects and stuff I made for my business, and of course everything was handmade by me. So let's just jump right in. I started off the year with a pattern release. It's called the Sammy puffer jacket. I made it in 2 colorways and sold them already, so I don't have the samples anymore, but you can make one for yourself. I'll have the pattern linked below. I made mine from vintage sleeping bags. It's a great way to reuse existing materials. I prepped for a spring drop. I made a ton of reversible halter tops. I made 30 in total. These are great. I love the 2-in-1 aspect of these tops. It's easy to pack in your travel luggage, and this pattern will be coming out early in 2026, so look out for that. As the weather warmed up, that means towel season for me, so my next drop were 12 lace-up towel halter tops. I love these tops and I love working with vintage towels, but as you know, these are limited resources and they are increasingly harder to find, so I don't really feel good about producing these tops anymore for my shop. But I know a lot of you have your grandma's stash, or you just have a few of these vintage towels on hand, so I feel better about releasing a pattern for this, so look out in 2026 for this pattern. I had my first market of the year lined up in spring, so I wanted to make some of my best sellers, and one of them are the towel vest tops. These are so cute. They're probably my most requested pattern ever. I made 6 of them and I love how versatile they are. You could wear them as a vest or you could layer it. I also needed to make some more jeans, so I made a small size run of 5 pieces. This pattern is probably my other highly requested pattern, but these might take a bit more time just because the design's a little more complex, so give me some time for these. Around this point, I felt a little burnt out, and what better way than a fun reset project? So I made this fun little dress from a vintage bed sheet. It was a nice spring dress with the little Peter Pan collar, the little trim detail around the collar, pin tucks, and the dainty little buttons. And I just love little details like this that I definitely want to incorporate into future projects, but I always like to reset with like a fun project, so this was a nice little spring dress moment. Although I think I only wore it once, so I definitely need to bust it out more often next spring and wear it out. Then I had a summer market coming up, so I wanted to make more tops for that, so I ended up making 7 more vintage towel vest tops. I love the colors in this bunch, especially the pink sunflower one. I haven't seen that print before. It's always fun to get clever with the print placement with these, and when it comes together nicely, it's super satisfying. I really hope that person is enjoying their top. After that, I took a break from my shop and took some time to play around with some personal projects, and my first one was this 4th of July cardigan. It's upcycled from a blanket. My friend actually sent me this one and it was damaged in the middle, and she knew I could probably do something with it, and I did. So shout out to Michelle for sending me this, and it turned out super cute, very festive, and I can't wait to wear it again when the weather is more spring. But yeah, this one turned out fun, and I like how thin the blanket is actually. Pro tip with these crochet blankets, the thinner the better to work with, which if you want a tutorial on how to upcycle blankets, this is kind of something most requested too, how to upcycle blankets, but I'll probably do that next year as well, so look out for that. I also made these wide leg palazzo pants from vintage fabric. I love how these turned out. They're super comfy, and it's probably the most worn item up here actually. It's easy to wear. I could wear it in the cold weather with layering, or the spring summertime. It's just like a nice flowy pant to have. Even during my break, I wasn't completely not working. I did start working on my next pattern release, so I wanted to make a sample. I made the sample out of this kind of herbal themed tablecloth. It ended up being so cute. I sold it at a market. Before summer ended, I wanted to work on my summer bucket list items. So my first thing on my list was this kind of matching set from a vintage tablecloth. I love the little matching set. It comes with a little shrug and then the mini dress underneath. It's super versatile. I've worn the pieces separately and then together. It's just kind of a nice, fun little piece for the summertime. So I like how this one turned out. The next one was this blouse from a vintage bed sheet, and this one I just wanted more feminine tops, and I love the little trim detail around the neck. It's actually the same one as this dress, the leftover trim from this one, and just the little buttons. It's just like a fun little top that I wanted to experiment with making more feminine tops. And the last thing I made on my summer bucket list was this really cool cropped shirt jacket. Initially I wanted to make pants out of it, but there just wasn't enough fabric. I made it from this twill from the 70s. It was dead stock and there was just only a little piece left, so I ended up making this cool little jacket shirt. So I really love how this one turned out too. At the start of fall / back to school season, I released my second pattern of the year called the Avery crop button up. And for the tutorial, I made 2 tops. The first one was this kind of flower themed tablecloth. It's super cute. It's kind of more on the spring side, spring summer side. And this one has the little pocket on this top. And I also made another one for the tutorial. It's kind of more holiday themed, and they're both super cute, super versatile. It's a great way to use up your kind of border print tablecloth. So if you want to make your own, I'll have the pattern linked below as well. So I actually ended up celebrating my 40th birthday in August, but I delayed a birthday present to myself for September, and I ended up booking a trip to Scotland and Ireland, and I wanted to make kind of a capsule wardrobe for it. So the first thing in my capsule wardrobe I made was this long kind of wool coat. I made it from this wool I had on hand, and initially I kind of wanted to make a matching set with pants with it, but it ended up not being enough. But I ended up making this long coat which kept me warm throughout my trip, and I like the little fabric matching belt too that comes with it. And the next thing in my capsule wardrobe, I made kind of a shorter jacket, very versatile, thick brown corduroy shirt jacket. And this one was actually really practical. It kept me warm throughout my whole trip. It has the pockets in the front, which I used a lot throughout my trip. And I ended up wearing this a lot, and it kept me very warm. And the last thing I made for my capsule wardrobe were these jeans. They're kind of like the denim palazzo version of the pants that you saw earlier. And I love how these turned out. However, they are kind of on the thin side, and the fit is like almost there, but I think I need to adjust the pattern just a little bit more to get it perfect, but otherwise it ended up super cute. I love the color of blue on this denim. I think that's why I used it, because the blue on this. I just wish it was kind of thicker, but nonetheless, it's still very cute. After my trip, I had to finish up a commission piece, so we went back and forth on fabric choices, and we ended up with this vintage gingham fabric. It's a chore coat with pockets. It ended up super cute, and my client really enjoyed the jacket. To wrap up my market season, I had 2 holiday markets lined up, so I needed to make a bunch of inventory quickly. I ended up making 8 crop granny square cardigans, just like the ones you saw before, and I kept one for myself. It's the orange one here, and this is definitely my color palette. I love all the colors in them. That's kind of the reason why I kept this one, but I ended up making a bunch for the market. I also made some pillows from a lot of the scraps from these blankets, and I ended up making 14 of these pillows. I never made them before. They kind of look like this, and I kept the matching one to my cardigan just because I thought they were fun, you know? So I ended up making 14 of these kind of granny square pillows for the market. So after my first holiday market, my booth was actually looking a little sparse, so I ended up making 7 more pillows and 1 flower blanket cardigan. After a big market like these, I love to reset with a fun project, and I actually made the dress I'm wearing right now. I just thought for the festivities of all the holidays coming up, I kind of wanted like a fancy dress to wear to dinners and parties or whatever, so I ended up making this. It's from a vintage bedspread. I love working with this type of material, and this one's not too thick, so it was perfect for a dress, and I ended up repurposing the trim around the bottom hem, and I just love how it turned out. It's super comfy to wear. It has the pockets on the side, and yeah, I can't wait to wear it more often. I only wore it once this season, but hopefully I'll wear it a couple more times before the season ends. Ending the year how I started it, with a pattern release. So I just released this mushroom plushie pattern, and I ended up making 9 of them for gifting, and I kept 2 for myself. They ended up being so cute. You could decorate with them, you could hang them, you could gift them, and they're just kind of like an easy way to use up your scraps. These are all made from fabric scraps from past projects, and if you want to make it yourself, I'll have the pattern linked below as well. So the last thing I made was on a whim because I wanted to complete my handmade gifts this year for Christmas. So on top of the shrooms, I also made this apple tote bag to put everything in, just to complete this kind of handmade theme this year. So I made this cute little tote bag slash grocery bag for my friends, and I also am gifting them this handmade cuticle balm with the mushrooms. So it's just like a cute little way to top off all my handmade gifts this year. And this is filming before Christmas, so I hope they enjoy their gifts this year. I counted everything I made this year, and I made 121 pieces. I'm always surprised about how many I can make within a year. It's just been a super transformative year, from strengthening my faith and to kind of transitioning out of my handmade portion of my business. I'm still going to be taking commission requests, but I am kind of reprioritizing my life a little. Like I said in another vlog, I'm just kind of stepping down into kind of this going hard effort into my soft girl era, I guess. I really do want space and time for a future husband and kids, so I'm just allowing space for that to happen. But I'm still going to be making handmade clothes, just not in that capacity. Thanks so much for following me on my journey. I can't wait to share what I have planned in 2026. Let me know in the comments below what pattern you want next. I kind of know the fan favorites, but I'm curious to what you guys want. If you haven't already, please like and subscribe. It really helps small creators like me get discovered. And if you want to see what I'm currently up to, please follow me over on my socials. And if you're interested in any of my patterns, I'll have them all linked below. I also have a little bit of leftover inventory, super discounted, so grab it while you can. Thanks again for watching, and I'll see you guys soon. Bye.